Hi, my name is Jeremiah Jenkins, and I'm a student at Grand Canyon University. I'm studying to get my Master's of Secondary Education with my teacher certification. Now, I will be explaining to you my classroom expectations, following directions at all time, and I will be also explaining to you my classroom procedures, which is my do now or my bell ringer. But before I begin that, I would like to speak to you about classroom management. According to Wong and his colleagues, classroom administrations is all the things that an instructor does to establish the learner space, time, and resources so that the instruction and content and student learning can take place. Two major goals is to foster student participation and collaboration in all classroom activities and to create a creative working atmosphere. Now, my first classroom expectations, or one of my expectations, is follow directions at all times. Follow directions at all times is very necessary. It's important that students follow directions at all times. For example, in the event of an active shooter, which is a very serious situation, when we practice these things, the students need to be able to follow my instructions. So, to do this, to introduce these expectations to my students, number one, I would show them a video of students following directions. And I would give them an opportunity to discuss about following directions among themselves. I would do table talk. Then, after giving them that opportunity to discuss and talk about following directions, I will talk about following directions and why it is important. Then, after I have been finished explaining to them why following directions is important, I will model it. I will give the students the opportunities to give me directions, and I follow directions that they give me. After I have modeled those directions, then it would be their turn. First, I would give them scenarios, and they would have to decide which answer would be best for the scenario that I give them. After that assignment, we would do another assignment where we would play a game called The Teacher Says. Teacher Says is a game that I adopted from Simon Says. So, as the teacher, I would say the teacher said to raise your hand, and the students would have to raise their hand. Then I would give them an instruction where I may say stand up. And if they stand up without me saying the teacher said, they would be out the game. I would reward the winner with some type of treat. Then from there, I would give the opportunities every day. I would implement this every day. And how I would implement this, I would constantly remind them that they should follow directions at all times. I will give them opportunities every day to follow directions. Now, I will discuss with you my classroom procedure do now. I've adopted this from my mentor teacher, where I noticed when I walked in the classroom, she had on her board classroom objectives. She had essential questions, and she had we do, you do, and she had a do now and a wrap up. The do now is the bell ringer. And the moment the students step into the classroom, they are to begin their bell ringer. And so what I would do is, on the first day of school, I would have a do now on the board. And that do now would probably deal with something they did over the summer, or something that just them writing about themselves, so that they can get used to actually coming to the classroom and doing this. Now, according to Wong and his colleagues, a teacher's success for the entire year depends on what he does the first week of the year. So the first week of the year, the first week of my year, or the first days of my year, the first day and the rest of the year, I would actually plan out my script on how I would implement these things and do them. I would model expectations and rules. I would practice them with the students. And I believe consistency is the key, and always emphasizing expectations, constantly reminding them throughout the year. So in this video, I discussed with you my classroom expectations, following directions at all times, and my classroom procedure, do now. Thank you and have a great day.